Good evening and welcome to the live version of the Dan Beasley Show. Tonight we're going to be discussing various articles that are in the news, especially the news with the Benghazi attacks and the witnesses, the whistleblowers have been identified, and what's going to be in for them. Being that now that their jobs are in jeopardy, what's going to happen to them? Also, we've had a report of a mother had disappeared in 2009, I think, and she's reappeared since then, since being declared legally dead. And now she's looking she's looking blank faced, and she's looking like she's just in a daze, you know. And her ex-husband, the husband she was married to whenever she was going through a divorce, she dropped the kids off at school and didn't no one saw her again. She hitched a ride to Florida with three men, and that's where they were at for a long time until she returned. Um, Her children, in the meantime, have flourished and have become very, very popular and very, very well adjusted. However, there's a lot of criticism going on about why did this lady just snap and give up her kids. Well, psychologically speaking, it could happen to anyone that's under a lot of stress. I mean, she had a lot of stress and she just snapped at the wrong time. Um, And that goes along with other stories, such as they've identified three additional people in the the Boston Marathon bombing attack, and they're investigating those families, and also they're um, they're having more investigations done to the mother of the bombing suspects in in her country. So we're looking right now at problems throughout the country. We've got flooding out in the Midwest. We've got wildfires in California. We've got a lot of problems with a lot of low pressure air activity that's remaining stationary out in the Atlantic Ocean, that's constantly feeding the Carolinas with moisture. And believe you me, we're turning into a lush vegetation type area. It's almost looking like a jungle in my backyard. But anyway, if anyone's willing to cut it, I mean, please give me a call. I will sure appreciate it. Since I've got a sprained foot. But anyway, we're going, on through the news, and we're seeing where the NRA is being attacked constantly by uh, some of these groups that are anti-guns, and they're looking for any kind of a crack, so to speak, in the dam so that they can expand on it and make it finally break. They think that they can break it, and they're not going to let up until they do it. And if you do that, then the rest of the Constitution is just, you might as well say it's going to fall like dominoes. Uh, they've already attacked the First Amendment, and they've got us under restrictions of words that we can say and words we can't say because of political correctness. So therefore, we can only say certain things. We can't say someone is a certain way anymore like he used to be. We have to say they're so and so challenged or whatever. Whatever pleases that group and doesn't offend that group is what you're allowed to say, which is not the definition of free speech. Definition of free speech is you as a citizen have the right to say what you want to say. You also have the right to assembly, and They've been having problems with some of these meetings that they've been having where they're questioning, the authorities are questioning whether or not these people have the right to assemble. And they do. Under the Constitution, you do have the right to assemble. Although the authorities are trying to throw all kinds of problems at them, like, oh, there's problems with law enforcement, there's problems with public utilities, there's problems with this and that and the other. Uh, that does not come into play whenever you're talking about you have the freedom to assemble. Now, we're wondering why America is going through snowstorms, floods, wildfires, and well, I don't think we've had any earthquakes lately, but I mean, one could be due at any time. I mean, who knows? Um, but we've got problems with fracking out in the Midwest, where they're fracking the shale stone and they're cracking the stone, and they're letting the natural gas escape, and they're capturing that gas. You'd think that would be driving down the price of our gasoline and our utilities, but guess again, the destination for what they recover may not be American bound. It may be foreign bound. Since we owe the foreign countries so much money, we may you may remember the Japanese pipeline that went from Alaska all the way down to California, and we were not receiving benefit of that oil. Japan was, because of their hold on us and their grip on our economy. We got a problem also with the security of the country being brought up in different discussions, whether or not we need more cameras, whether or not we need more men or more personnel at the schools and such. And I think Sandy Point rejected having more security. Not Sandy Point, Sandy Hook had more, more to say about the security than they wanted to say, but they didn't really want to have any more security than what they already had. In fact, there's even talking about scuttling and raising the buildings and rebuilding the entire structure, so it won't be a reminder in the children's minds as to what happened that day. We also have traceability of bomb explosives going all the way from the Boston bombers all the way to some people in South Carolina that supplied them with some firecrackers and stuff that was necessary for building the bomb. So this thing has tentacles that are going out in all different directions. And right now you've got you've got people when that are just upset, and they're very, very wary about going to public events because they don't know how secure that they are. And anyway, Eric Holder is being questioned about the situation, about Mexican Gate, the gun situation that happened out there, that we supplied the Mexican government with guns, and they used those guns to kill about 40 of our men. And someone's going to have to answer for that as well. And I don't know if he's going to survive this or if he's going to pass it off to someone else, maybe a subordinate or something. I mean, who knows? Politics. I mean, that's why they call it politics. Well, in the second part of our hour, normally we try to reconstruct some of these events and see how Scripture relates to this situation, and see how things pan out as far as what the good book says about the end days and what we will be facing. And in First Peter chapter 4, um, verse 12, it says, "Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing has happened unto you. But rejoice inasmuch as you are partakers of Christ's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. But if ye be reproached for the name of Christ, happy are ye, for the Spirit of glory and God rest upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters. Yet if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify God on this behalf." Um, you know as well as I do, there's been many miscarriages of justice throughout history. I mean, history's proven that innocent Christians were fed to lions for the amusement of the Romans. And Nero used to take the Christians and impale them on poles, and then wrap them with cloth and soak them with oil, and then light them up to provide light in his gardens at night so that he could see. Nero was a politician, of course, and Nero was trying to gain the attention and the influence that he was looking for in order to be able to expand Rome and to become known as one of its biggest and best leaders. You've got a lot going on that people are being tried, in their personal lives. They're being tried economically with the prices of gasoline and food, with the inflation going up, driving prices up. You got them being tried as far as providing for their children and getting them to schools, safe schools, and making sure or hoping that they're going to be coming home safely without any incidents. Also, you have problems, or they're worried about their grades. Their grade point average is not being up to par, because of the school standards and because of the way the schools are operating. Some schools are operating at a higher efficiency than others, but that's to be expected of anything that you measure. You're going to find there's a high and a low and a medium. And the trick is to try to take care of those gray areas that, the gray area to where everyone considers to be norm, the norm, the normal. And there's a lot of trials going on in religion. We've had the Pope to resign. I don't think a successor has been appointed. Got problems in the Arab League. Got problems with Lebanese. The fiery trial of politics is going on there with them using chemical weapons. It's been reported that Israel has attacked them for the last 2 days. One was an aerial attack on the chemical part that they suspected was going to be transferred to Iran, and another part they attacked today, and I'm not really clear on what they actually did, but it was definitely an attack from Israel. So Israel and the United States, especially President Obama, said that it was a game changer if chemical weapons were being used, and it would definitely be addressed militarily. However, I don't think the United States is ready to put boots on